Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. Yeah, imagine my surprise when I realized I had a hat like this to make use of for a movie called Turkey Hollow. I'm so used to wearing a Santa hat for all the Christmas episodes. I don't think I have bunny ears. I need bunny ears. It's almost Easter in a few months. I guess I'm going to the dollar store to buy some bunny ears. A friend of mine gave me this and had no intention of ever having it being used this way, but hey, I have it, and I'm wearing it, and this is Turkey Hollow. This is from 2015. It's an hour and 28 minutes long, and it's a Lifetime movie, which, when it came up on the screen, I'm just like, oh, is somebody gonna fall in love and go out, to a small town called Turkey Hollow, but turkeys, no. This is not the Hallmark Channel, although Lifetime has its share of very similar Christmassy type things. I figured they were just going to expand that whole influence over all the holidays. Like just, the cliche with the Hallmark Channel and the Lifetime Channel and every channel. Freeform probably does it too. This is also, it's all related. Anyway, this is a Thanksgiving movie. So, believe it or not, somebody made a Thanksgiving movie for Lifetime, and there's something really, really important you have to remember from this. You might notice certain things in this other than these two teenagers. Those two words right there above the title. Jim Henson. Jim Henson's Turkey Hollow. Yeah, that's technically a Muppet. Yeah. It's a Muppet thing. They don't use the term Muppet, but it's the same company. Okay? The same people who make the Muppets. And do they figure into the story at all? No. Of course they do. So what is Turkey Hollow? I did not expect much from this at all. Like, again, I figured it was going to be just some sort of weird romance that happens to take place during Thanksgiving instead of Christmas. It is everything except that. It was refreshingly different, darkly funny, and it's actually well written. It has some great lines in this, especially the police, the sheriff in this. He has a little bit of a crush on a certain character in this film. Played by Mary Steenburgen. Yeah, Mary Steenburgen. You know her from Back to the Future 3, and you know her from a ton of other things. I just know her as, Clara. But she's the wife of, Ted Danson. Come on. And so Mary Steenburgen can do light and funny. She can do dark and twisted. She can do it all. And she's fantastic, and she looks fantastic as well. She is probably the biggest star in this entire film. So just every scene she's in, she's fantastic. So it's just great. But this is a story about a dad and his two kids who are heading to this small town up in the Northwest to visit their aunt, his aunt. Apparently Mary Steenburgen is old enough for her to have an adult nephew who has two kids. And the youngest maybe is 13, 12, I don't know. But she's an older teen. Okay, Mary Steenburgen, yeah, she's not a young woman, but you can't tell by looking at her. She's not on the screen. I'm looking at her right here. Holy cow! Come on, Mary Steenburgen. Anyway, she lives up in this small town called Turkey Hollow. Turkey's big business in that town, but she is not in it. She is very much vegan, kind of very hippie-ish, organic, this and that and everything else. She is not meat, not eating that meat. She's rescuing turkeys when she can. But the kids are brought up there with Dad. Dad has just gotten a D word. He can't say the divorce word, but the kids pretty much, they're used to it by now. And he's brought them up there just sort of to get his life together and sort of get the kids distracted. Not with the wife, ex-wife, I should say, but with him, but also just working out his life. He wants to work things out, but it doesn't sound so good when he says it out loud. He's in denial of a few things, and he's really struggling. He got really pinched in the divorce, so he's not in a good situation. I'm telling you way too much right now. I really shouldn't, and I'm not going to tell you anything really important here, but that gives you the setup. The kids learn about a thing about a mysterious thing in the woods called the hoodoo. It's the what? It's the howling hoodoo. The howling hoodoo. What is the howling hoodoo? Well, it's a mythical creature that sells T-shirts in the local gift shop, for the most part. And yeah, there's a number of, you gotta save the farm kind of situations. Those kind of tropes do weasel in, but for the most part, when we're dealing with this creature and some of the mystery around it, it feels very much like a Scooby-Doo episode, but with like less than half the amount of kids. And while there's no real scary parts at all, this is good for the whole family. There's nothing inappropriate, although again, the sheriff keeps saying he bumbles his lines a number of times whenever he's talking to Mary Steenburgen's character, who is Aunt Cy. Aunt Cly? Aunt Cly. Aunt Cly. So whenever he talks to her, he can never say the right thing. So some of it gets a little innuendoous, but it's nothing that the kids will ever understand. It's sweet, and yeah. That's about as risque as the entire thing gets. Oh, except for the fact that there are some bad guys in this who are Scooby-Doo villains. Pretty much. Like, at least the main guy is a Scooby-Doo villain with henchmen that are just too cartoonish to be human. It's this, like I said, feels like a live-action Scooby-Doo movie. It's kind of great. But one of the things that makes it really fun for me, which I was really surprised at, was ludicrous. Yeah, ludicrous. You got Mary Steenburgen, Muppets, Jim Henson's not Muppets, and Ludacris in a live-action Scooby-Doo mystery. Ludacris plays the narrator, who sort of just drops in from time to time on certain scenes, like before he's even ready for the camera, and he's interacting with certain characters, let's just say, out of the story. He's got his own thing going on, and I don't even think they call him Ludacris, like he's not playing himself, or he's just the narrator, is it? Yes, he's just the narrator. So yeah, he has a level of humor to this. This is really fantastic. This is, deep in the middle of his, Fast and Furious era, so family, I honestly did not expect to like this as much as I did. I didn't think this would be something I'd be like, forget whatever this happened. I like this. I would watch this again. And I don't normally say that with anything that comes off the Lifetime channel, in the Lifetime movies. I like Burn Notice. But yeah, anything that comes off the Lifetime movie things generally don't seem to be marketed to me. And this wasn't marketed to me either. But hey, like I said, you got Muppets, you got Mary, you got Ludacris, and yeah, and it's a Scooby-Doo story. So I can say that a million times. It's not going to make it any more or less true. So if you can't wait until next Thanksgiving, I highly recommend that you check it out now. Yeah, I'm recommending it. This is so weird. I mean, normally I look for something good in just about anything that comes across on Disney Plus, but sometimes it's harder than most. So in this situation, yeah, it's not a perfect movie. It may not change your life, but it has a number of great redeeming things in it. It makes it a nicely rewatchable film. Yeah, the kids, they're actually pretty good. There's a little bit of overacting at times, coming from one of the kids. the boy. But for the most part, when they're interacting with each other, they're really good. So yeah, this is about siblings, not just dealing with divorce, but dealing with each other and trusting each other and taking care of each other in situations where normally they're butting heads. And yeah, there's no overt, like, we got to learn a lesson kind of situation here. Again, it's Scooby-Doo ish, but yeah, it ends the way you hope it ends, and that's, if you like Scooby-Doo, you know what I'm talking about. So, but this has another twist that Scooby-Doo doesn't always end on, because the monsters are real. That's all I can say. And it's a good time. So I'm gonna tell you that just watch it. Turkey Hollow. Let's hope this is around by next Thanksgiving. Should make this a regular thing. Again, it's not gonna blow your mind. It's not gonna replace The Grinch Who Stole Christmas as your favorite holiday movie or whatever. It's good fun. Let's pick tomorrow's episode. 307. Dirty. 307. Huh. Okay. There was 307, right? Yeah. Yeah. 307. It's a documentary. I don't know if it's a single episode thing or a series. I imagine it could be a series, because there's a lot of things that can be covered in this title. So we're going to be watching Superstructures, Engineering Marvels. Yeah. Superstructures, Engineering Marvels. We'll watch at least one episode, or at least one. If there's a bunch of them, maybe I'll pick my favorite, the one that I'm most interested in. But probably the first one. Superstructures, Engineering Marvels is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.